rack your brain too much. But if you don't get the concept clear, it looks a bit difficult. So the first thing is, let's look at the definitions of these guys. I would have told you about different types of reactions. I would have told you about different types of reactions, but due to time, let me save time. So, but on your own, you can check. You can have something called combination reaction. Combination reaction. Combination reaction is just one element reacting with a single element or atom to form a binary compound. So they directly combine. So one element combines with another to form a compound. So we call that combination reaction. And this combination reaction is also a redox reaction. We are going to see later. We also have what we call decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction. In decomposition reaction, you have, let's say, CaCO3 on heating. This will give you CaO plus CO2. So at the end of the day, you have decomposed that compound and you have what you are supposed to have. So such reaction the difference between these two, thermal dissociation and decomposition, is that in decomposition, you heat a compound. When the compound breaks down, it gives you two or more compounds.
Bluetooth connected.
It is not something that you can easily reverse. So that is what we call decomposition. Thermal dissociation is a type of decomposition, but it is reversible. So when the compound decomposed, then you can reverse it. So we call it thermal dissociation. Meaning that these two guys can come together to give this guy, and this guy can also give these guys. Do you get that? So that's thermal dissociation. We also have something called double decomposition. Double decomposition. In double decomposition, you take two soluble substances. Let's say I'm taking sodium chloride plus lead nitrate. When you treat acid, base, and salt, they will let you know soluble substances and insoluble substances. So you take sodium chloride and lead nitrate. This guy is soluble. This guy is also soluble. All nitrates are soluble. So one thing is that this guy will split. It will give us Pb2 plus and NO3 minus. This guy will give us Na plus and Cl minus. Now this decomposed, we call it double decomposition. After they decompose, they will now exchange their ions. So sodium will go to this, lead will go to this. So at the end of the day, you are now going to have PbCl2 and NaNO3. So this PbCl2 will be insoluble, while this NaNO3 will be soluble. So when you have two compounds simultaneously decompose and exchange their ions, that's not what we want to do today. But I'm telling you some things you needed to know before we move on. So now this is called double decomposition. So they will exchange their ions. Then you also have redox. But many of you know about neutralization reaction and all of those ones. So just note this for knowing sake. Now, when you're talking about redox reaction, There are two ways. So let's take them one after the other.
Bluetooth disconnected.
Don't get distracted. Just focus on what you're doing. So for oxidation, oxidation is usually defined as addition of oxygen to a substance. So we usually define oxidation as addition of oxygen, while opposite of it is reduction. So reduction is defined as removal of oxygen. So now let's look at how do you identify. I have zinc, for example. Zinc is reacting with copper oxide. Now they want to give me zinc oxide and copper. So everybody look up. How do you now know? In this reaction they will ask you which of them is undergoing oxidation and which of them is undergoing reduction. When you look at the compound, if you look at what happened here, oxidation is what? Addition of oxygen. Reduction is removal of oxygen. So here, every time they ask you that which one is undergoing oxidation or which one is undergoing reduction, don't ever pick your answer here. Your answer is between this guy and this guy. Is that taken? Which means that most likely this can be option A, B, C, D. Automatically, option C and D are out. They can never be your answer. Is that taken? Anytime they say which one is undergoing oxidation, which one is undergoing reduction, your answer is always between these two. Is that taken? So now, from our definition, which one do you think is undergoing oxidation here? Zinc. Because you added oxygen to zinc and you remove oxygen from CO. Do you understand that? We will see other methods later. Next, removal of hydrogen is oxidation, while reduction is addition of hydrogen. Addition of hydrogen. So now, let's say you have H2S reacting with Cl2. This compound gives you HCl plus sulfur. So from what you have here, the second definition is that oxidation is removal of hydrogen. They can give you your question in terms of theory. So they can say, they can give you in terms of theory. They might give you in terms of this. So they can say, oh, oxidation is defined as, reduction is defined as, then they put it in your options. When you solve questions at the end of the class, you see the way questions are being asked. So now, from what we have here, H2S plus Cl2 to give you HCl plus sulfur. If I ask you, which one is undergoing oxidation and which one is undergoing reduction? I told you something from the start. Your answer is always where? Here. Your answer is always at the reactant side. Don't look at the product at all. So, which one is undergoing oxidation here? H2S. Because that's where you are removing hydrogen from. And the hydrogen is added to chlorine. Do you get that? So now, this guy is undergoing oxidation and this guy is undergoing reduction. Same thing here. Zinc is undergoing oxidation. This guy is undergoing reduction. Do you understand that? From Victor. Everybody, how you doing? Hey, I don't have a choice. I have to introduce him before he goes. He's from Nigeria. He's not from Nigeria, so. Quickly help me to welcome Victor. During my birthday, we just use like 3 minutes. During my birthday, You people are getting to resume already. So he was the one that presented the award. Him and JP, they came to my house. Although contributed by most of the students and also they presented an award to me last year. And Victor, I don't know about some challenges in my faced or thereabouts, but he came to Primax last year. It was last year. And I can't really remember the time. So he will just remind us one or two things within like 2 minutes and encourage you some of the challenges that he might have faced in life. So when he came, he said he wanted to study pharmacy and he read so hard. Then God said, I did not trust him like I always read. He was in the hostel. He did not look like someone that will read like that. But when he came, he started reading. And with time, he got the pharmacy from the University of Ibadan. So he's currently, he came from, is it Cote d'Ivoire? He came from Cote d'Ivoire. Okay, you are right yesterday. English everybody, bonjour. Comment ça va? So let's Victor just talk to you in like 2 minutes to tell you about himself and the part of Primax and what you want to advise you on.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Victor Fadbero. Can you hear me? Just let us be silent, please. So, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Yes. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm a student of the Great University of Ibadan. So my name is Victor. Just want to see one of the things. So as we are here, we have 3 sets of people. One of you are maybe like your first time of writing JAMB. Some of you maybe second time or fourth time. And some of you are even maybe like, let me just give it a try. But I want to speak particularly to maybe for some people that are writing for the second time or fourth time. My simple advice is don't give up. Don't give up. There is more of you to involve. Do you understand me? So, what you did last year,
there is more of you to involve. Yeah.
You can still put much more effort this year. Do you grab it? So, not even to pay my mate, they gain admission into some other university. And here I am, the writing JAMB. Should I tell you my story? I got JAMB 3 times. 3 times. So during those times, I lost my parents. So, it was challenging and demanding for me. So I went back to have request. I stopped education for almost maybe 4 or 5 years. Then I came back last year with the determination of scoring the highest score in last year UTME. Do you understand the point now? So I have this mindset. This is my life. So I have to write my own story. Just calm down. So I have to write my own story and find my own reality based on the information I have. So God saw me. I sat for JAMB. I performed excellently, and during the post-UTME period, I went into prayer days. God gave Primax to me. So then, yes, Primax, yes. I chose 3 tutorials, Primax, T-Boss, and some other tutorials. But God showed me Primax. I should come to work. Primax, When I came, there was something that I learned. This kind of learning is not just maybe a simple place to just come and sit. This is the place where you can come the way you are, but you don't remain the way you are. That's for sure. There's a chart of the transformation. JP was here, was transformed by him, so to yourself. Dr. Paul was here. Even I myself, I would say I was transformed by him and Mr. Felix, our instructor. Both of them did something so phenomenal in my life, based on their speech and their words of encouragement. So then God so good, I wrote my UTME and I had an excellent score. I got that question. So he just don't pressure yourself, don't pressure yourself anyhow. And just calm down, Sha. Calm down. God is going to be very, very
God bless you, Victor. I think before Victor came to Nigeria for the exam, I think he was chatting me up there. So when I saw one of his pictures, I was looking like, this rich boy that wants to come to Primus all the way from, that wants to come all the way from, I was skeptical about it. Because this boy have another purpose than reading and all. But when he came, he was humble and he did everything to learn and he approached everybody that will help him to learn and everybody to work with. He hosted them and I saw the transformation and I started hearing from him and everything and I knew it that you can see, he said before he came to Primax, he put tutorials on his list and he prayed about it. I used to tell people, it's not by force. I don't know if many of you can read my heart, that if you notice, I used to tell some of my students, if you notice a place that is better than Primax, sometimes you can just, our own purpose here is to help you build a future. So if we are not helping you to get that future, and you also notice a place that is better, you don't have to sit here and use familiarity. We will still celebrate you at the end of the day when you come back. We will. And it does not stop our friendship, or it does not. The only thing is just that, because there was a time I had issue with some set of our students after JAMB, they said they wanted to go to another tutorial to also go and check the place because they were hearing about the place and all, to cover the name of the tutorial. It's one of the tutorials in the Bible. And they left. Later, they came back and they said, they felt like the place was better because of what they used to see and all of those things. And when they came back, because some of them, before they left, they told me, actually, they still sincerely told me. And I said, let's just do well. That's the most important thing. And when they came back too, they even knelt down to start begging me that no, they are really taking Primax for granted. That they felt like what they would get something far better there. And these people were shedding tears. Like they were begging me. Maybe they were feeling like coming back. I was going to be sad that people left and now you are coming back. So they were crying and all. They even called their parents and a whole lot of things. But the most important thing is where God needs you. You can even be in a very useless tutorial and still get the best out of it. And funniest thing is that you might even be there and you might be the one that will transform the life of everybody that is there. There are tutorials that people go to, and at that tutorial is where they start learning. And they realize that I know those more than these people. Then from there they work harder. During my own tutorial, I used to teach my classmates. I'll go and read for the week. Then I'll come back and teach them because I needed all of us to pass. And I never knew that would influence my own life. So you might be where people know a lot. And you can, there are some of you now, with what you know, if you enter some tutorials, so and that can be an opportunity of growth for you. So it's important that you put God first. So it's not just about getting to find yourself in a place, but pray about it. The parents asked me that, is your tutorial the best in Ibadan, this and that? I said, I don't know. go and search Google. The person said he has searched Google before he even asked me that. When he said the best tutorial in Ibadan that he got primates, I said I don't know. Then until United Nations that they called, was it like 2 years ago, that they just called my number that the United Nations has an award for primates because of what they have observed here and there. I never know how they got the contact, and they invited us for a conference, and I attended the conference. They awarded primates, and they awarded me and made me an ambassador of peace and all of those things. That's how I got my medal and some of the awards. Remember me about it. And when they awarded me then, they just said, at that time there were some scenarios that happened those period. I was even scared that someone just entered my DM email and mailed that, and I saw the signature, everything, Anton Gutierrez or all these United Nations ambassadors and all. Then that's how I became a United Nations ambassador. So sometimes when you see ambassador in my name, I'm recognized all worldwide. But this is not to speak on pride. I'm only letting you know that primates does not have to be the place you have to be to make it in life. Just pray that God ordain your step. When I was praying this morning, it's funny that sometimes we pray for you more than we pray for ourselves. While I was praying this morning, I was praying and thinking of the students, especially some of you that know that are repeating JAMB, and I was praying over you guys one after the other. And at the end of the day, someone had my prayer, and someone said, oh yeah, let's pray again. You have not prayed for yourself. And all of those things. So the journey of life comes in different forms. You don't know your location, you don't know. And as it is, there was a boy that came from Cameroon that time too, NECO, and up till now we still relate. And then when he was coming from Cameroon, then I was still in OAU. So he just chatted me up too, and I helped him, took him to a tutorial. Then I allowed him to stay in my house, in my grandma's house then. And all through his stay, he got admission that year to OAU to study French. And he has graduated now, he's doing well, and all of those things. So the purpose is just to fight together. However you are going to win, shall win is the most important thing. So it does not matter. So thank you, it's a very big blessing to all of you. So please pray. Pray before you take a step. It's very, very important. And what you have said, believe in yourself, don't give up. Read, study hard. You wrote JAMB 3 times. And after the second time, he had to even leave school for almost 5 years because he lost his parents and all of those things. But he faced his challenges and he had to still come back and say, God, I will do well. And he chose a career. And it's not, why it can be suitable for him, and it has not even started. He's going to get to a stage in the future that you'll be watching him live and he will be talking and advising generations. That despite my challenges, look at where I am. That's why I used to tell some of you that have challenges, that you are the ones that God really wants to help the most. Because a stage is coming that you will now take a stand and say it that, look at where I am today, despite the challenges that I faced. But if you come out and say, it's not because of my mommy and daddy, it's not because of this, that's why I could not go to school, that's why my life was this, that's why this, well, people just look at you and be laughing. So it's just an excuse. That's called an excuse. I pray that you will not face challenges that will be beyond your power. You will not face challenges that will be beyond what you can carry or sustain. So don't blame God for those challenges. Appreciate God for those challenges and what will make your future. Is that thinking? And God will bless all of you. So thank you, Nero Victor. So
for your upcoming examination, particularly this UTME. So I want to do 3 keys, just 3 keys. Number 1 is your hunger towards your education. particularly your enlightenment, how hungry you are to be transformed. Look at the point. Not only focus on your academics, physics, biology, chemistry, English. No. Buy some books online and transform your mind. Do you get what I say now?
Be interested, be hungry
for excellence. Strive for excellence. So that
book will get frustrating if you are not hungry. If you are not hungry for it, it will really get frustrating. Because most of us that got here, it's not because we just wanted to study a particular course. There's something that is always eating us up. And that hunger makes us to read morning till night and never get tired. But if you are only reading to please your parents or to just pass JAMB, by the time you read 2 hours, you will get tired. But there's a purpose, there's something you are targeting. That hunger will never allow you to rest. And that's what it's saying. Number 2.
humility. Very, very humble. Yeah.
Humility. Humility comes with maturity. Because when you are humble, people take you for a fool. People take you for a fool. Look at the person that has been playing music now. That person will be like the wisest person in his own life. And we that we are talking now, we look like fools to that person. Abi, that person is old bug, Abi. So, and that's why they said it that they will use the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. So the moment you feel like you are the one that is wise the most, you are going to really suffer a lot. So humility makes every part of life. That's why some of you now, I don't come to you and feel like I'm older than you, you can't talk to me. I've seen one of my friends that was almost going to slap a boy when we were in NECO. Kenny wanted to slap that boy. We were just walking. This boy is very tall. And he was just like, he just used a slang just to beat Kenny that day. He called Kenny and Bros Kenny or something, just a slang. And Kenny just looked at him and said, "Are you mad? When did we start all this? This and that." I was like, "Kenny, calm down. You don't care." Some people don't take all these things for granted. The relationship between one person and you, they will always take that age gap. If I look at the age gap between her and many of you, some of you will be like, let me say the highest year is 20. If you are 20 years, at least I'm 18 years older than you. If you are 20 years in this place, I'm 18 years older than you. So if you are now 22, I'm 16 years, and the highest I can have is probably 25, aside 1 or 2 of you. So if you are now 16, I'm 20-something years older than you. So do you think that if I give birth at 20, I would have given birth to you? That's what it means. I would have given birth to you. And you don't expect that when your dad is talking, you will be doing some things. That's how if I want to categorize it based on age, based on distance. There are some of you that if I slap you 100 of times, police cannot arrest you. Because there is culture in Nigeria, and I can defend my ground in the laws and everything based on culture. So there are some things that we have rights to, but sometimes we don't want you to be intimidated, because nobody can learn under intimidation. I hear they are going to buy their seat. By the time I come and I say, "Get out of this place, I don't ever want to see you," that's why you see that sometimes I will say they should just allow you. They should just allow you. By the time I come and I do what I can do as power, highest is tí bá lè lọ sí yìí, tó bá lọ ibi tó bá lọ náà, the same character. But with time, God might transform your life here. God might touch you. So I'm not going to, because of some of your attitude, the way I shake hands with some of you, the way I greet you, you even think we are age mates. Go and look at most people that we are classmates on campus. You will think we are age mates. Maybe some of them will call me boy, guy, alpha. We will go shake and we go move on. All those things, they don't mean anything to me. And that's why maybe I always thank God for maybe my stature. That God did not allow me to look like that. Yes. Do I look like grandpa? So if I look like daddy or grandpa, it's a different thing. But there are a lot of years that might be 20 years older. But one thing learned something in my life, maybe through Christianity, is humility. In whatever you do, you have to be humble. Some of you don't have some things that some people have, but you will show off and want to be like you have it all. Please, learn in all humility. And God will bless you. The third one before we round it up. Your study techniques.
I believe that most of us are very, very good. But the major obstacle we have is how we study, how we learn and attend information. It's very, very important to know ourselves and know how to study. Yeah. So I'm going to forward some document to the community. Then she's going to share it to everyone in the class. You grab it. So the title of the document is How to Study, like study habits. So I think if you can
You are not the group. And you don't have the phone. So I've been adding all of you on the group, and I still added some people yesterday that chatted me up. Don't worry. If one of you read it, you can still pass information, and when you have fun, you can also read it. Study techniques are important. It's not about being brilliant. Some of you said it now that how did I have first class? I don't read, I don't go to class. Funniest thing is that second semester I made a promise to myself that I will not step to class. I will not hold pen till after the whole session. I will not hold pen like this. I will not read anything. But many people feel that kò kàwé, kò lọ class, kò ṣe ìmúlẹ̀ ní gbogbo concept. How did you do it? This and that. Number one, aside taking experience. All these things, I know them. So aside experience, fine. But what did I do? There's one of our friends, one young girl like that. She's in medicine. So every time after class, it's Jola that used to feed me information normally. Everything is